ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरो चैव नरोत्तमं देवी सरस्वती व्यासं ततो जायामुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, I believe the chapter 40, right? And verse number 41. Yesterday 39, 40 was taken, right? Huh? I prepared for verse 41. But anyway, we will read it. Okay, it is having small purport, so we'll jump on 41. 41 has a big purport. तदुपद्रव आज्ञाय लोकस्य वस्तुलुम्पताम् भर्तुर्युपरते तस्मिन् अन्योनं च जिघांसता. तदुपद्रव आज्ञाय लोकस्य वस्तुलुम्पताम् भर्तुर्युपरते तस्मिन् अन्योनं च जिघांसताम्. Then we have two more verses. Chora prayam janapadam hinasatvam arajakam lokanam varaya chakta api taddosha darshina. Upon seeing the dust storm, the saintly person could understand there were a great deal of irregularities due to death of King Vena. Without government, the state was devoid of law and order, and consequently, there was a great uprising of murderous thieves and rogues who were plundering the riches of the people in general. Although the great sage could subdue the disturbance by their powers, just as they could kill the king, they consider it improper on their part to do so. Thus, they did not attempt to stop the disturbance. Purport by Jagadguru Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The saintly person and great sage killed King Vena out of emergency, but they did not choose to take part in the government in order to subdue the uprising of thieves and rogues, which took place after the death of King Vena. It is not the duty of Brahmana and saintly person to kill, although they may sometime do so in case of an emergency. They could kill all the thieves and rogues by the powers of their mantra, but they thought it is the duty of Kshatriya king to do so. Thus, they reluctantly did not take part in the killing business. So, we will focus on verse number 14. So, now we will just repeat this verse. Okay. ब्राह्मण समदृक्षांतो दीनानां समुपेक्षक स्रवते ब्रह्म तस्यापि भीनमाण्डात्पयो यथा. ब्राह्मणा, a brahman, samadrik, equipoised, shanta, peaceful, dinana, the poor, samupekshaha, grossly neglecting, shravate, diminishes, brahma, spiritual power, tasya, his, api, certainly, bhinna bandho, bhinna bandha, from a cracked pot, payaha, water, Yata, just as. The great sage began to think that although a Brahmana is powerful and impartial because he is equal to everyone, it is still not his duty to neglect pure humans. By such a neglect, a Brahmana's spiritual power diminishes, just as a water kept in a cracked pot leaked out. Purported by Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada, Brahmana, the topmost section of human society, are mostly devotees. They are generally unaware of the happenings within this material world because they are always busy in their activity of spiritual advancement. Nonetheless, when there is a calamity in human society, they cannot remain impartial. If they do not do something to relieve the distressed condition of human society, it is said that due to such neglect, their spiritual knowledge diminishes. Almost all the sages go to the Himalayas for their personal benefit, but Prahlad Maharaj said that he did not want liberation alone. He decided to wait until he was able to deliver all the fallen souls of the world. It is given in Srimad Bhagavatam 7:944. That shloka. This statement of Prahlad Maharaj come. In their elevated condition, the Brahmanas are called Vaishnavas. There are two types. Brahmanas, namely Brahmana Pandita and Brahmana Vaishnava. A qualified Brahmana is naturally very learned, but when his learning is advanced in understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he becomes Brahmana Vaishnava. Unless one becomes a Vaishnava, one's perfection of Brahmanical culture is incomplete. So the saintly person considered very wisely that although King Vena was very sinful, he was born in a family descending from Dhruva Maharaj. Therefore, the semen in the family must be protected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead Keshava. As such, the sages wanted to take some steps to relieve the situation. For want of king, everything was being disturbed and turned topsy-turvy. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Ena Tasmai Sri Gurave Nama Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachatya Desha Tarine जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Taking place from all the Vaishnava assembled in this temple hall and also all of you on the Zoom so that I can speak the proper word in the service of Srimad Bhagavatam and all of you. And I will make sure to complete this within 25 to most 30 minutes because today is Sunday feast. I don't want that to stretch because you have to come all for Sunday feast program. So, on this purport, the Prabhupada is highlighting the quality of Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. And particularly Prabhupada mentioning, quoting the example of Prahlad Maharaj, that he was not only excited to deliver himself, but he wanted to deliver everyone in this world. And that was the Vasudev that Prahlad Maharaj came in Chaitanya's Leela. And he's carrying the same compassion in the heart. And he wanted that let everybody practice their devotion properly, and I will take sin on my head. So that was compassion of Vasudev Datta. And in the same mood, our Acharya of, in our ISKCON society, His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, he prayed to the Lord, hey Lord, those who cannot practice their devotion out of their, so many conditioning, please make their devotion very comparatively they should practice in their life, and whatever problems in their life, give it to me. I can take those on my head. And immediately he was detected with the very terminal cancer. The Lord reciprocated his prayer. Lord reciprocated the prayer of his pure devotee, and his hand was amputated. So I think leg was amputated. So such a condition. So Maharaj was always Krishna conscious, compassion. So I thought, because Prabhupada mentioned here the word compassion very elaborately, so we will talk something about the compassion. The person like me, might understood the compassion very wrong way, because what I think is compassion is a passion. We might think that I have compassion for a living entity. That's what we are preaching. It's not like that. Whatever we are preaching, that is compassion from the drop, from the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, that compassionate ocean, and that small drop we are just delivering to the people from that ocean. And if you are in the prayerful mood, then only we can deliver it as it is. That's what our Bhagavad Gita is, as it is, without adding any adulteration. So one Prabhu in Back to Godhead magazine gave wonderful, published in article. His name was Maya Shashi Prabhu. Wonderful article. So he's talking about the compassion. What is real compassion? So I like this point where he's saying that, you know, it's very important. The Vaishnava act of compassion are valuable even when apparently not on the level of transcendence. People will not take it as we are compassionate on the people on transcendental level. Sometimes when on the planet preaching in America, one building was in fire, and all of our ISKCON devotee went there, extinguished that fire, and helped to rescue other people. So Prabhupada congratulated, because next day there was a news in newspaper, you know, glorifying the devotees of Hare Krishna movement. So that was a wonderful, you know, a wonderful opportunity for preaching as well. But Prabhupada took it as a compassion. Prabhupada never saw this is like material activity. The way back in Mumbai, entire Mumbai was flooded, and our Radha Gopinath temple, they brought the khichdi prasadam for the people who did not go to their home till 12 a.m. in the night. They were just somewhere taking shelter in the railway station, airport, or somewhere. So Radha Gopinath team, they went everywhere and they distributed the prasadam. And what to speak of that, when Prabhupada was there in his small bhajan kutir in Mayapur, so His Holiness Jayapataka Swami write in his diary that Prabhupada was sitting in that kutir and saw that two dogs are fighting. One boy was fighting with the dog, very poor boy, for the food, and Prabhupada started crying. That was Prabhupada's compassion, seeing that the boy is snatching some food from that dog. And Prabhupada immediately told the assembled devotees, we will make sure that 10 kilometers of the area of our Mayapur temple, nobody will starve. Everybody should get prasadam. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So that was the mercy of Prabhupada. And since that, our movement started FFL. What is that? Food for life. It is actually food for soul, but it is food for life is started in our. I'm talking about food, and Prabhuji came to bless me. Okay. So food for life is started. So His Holiness Niranjan Swami Maharaj wrote wonderful blog for Vaishnava compassion in ISKCON Desiratory. If you have time, please read it. So Maharaj says that when we say Vancha Kalpatarupesha Krupa Sindhuva Evacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. So actually the devotee should be very compassionate. You are having the knowledge of Krishna consciousness and not distributing to people in the populace in general. It is said that we are like doing hinsa. Hinsa doesn't mean, killing some animal. That is the apparent way of understanding of himsa. But actual himsa means you are having knowledge and you can do it, deliver it to people, but we are not giving that knowledge to people. That is called as a himsa. You know. So, so that's what the Prabhupada gave the understanding in second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Wonderful purport of Prabhupada. So Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur Maharaj was 10 years chanting 192 rounds. Just that the future generation of Hare Krishna movement, they can easily chant Hare Krishna mantra without any obstruction. So that was the compassion. And his father, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in the Yoga Peeth, Mayapur, when it was not discovered that these are the places of birth of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he took his spiritual master Jagannath Babaji Maharaj on one basket, and Jagannath Babaji Maharaj age was 120. Is it right? Huh? No, 120. Yeah. Yeah. So he did not walk till that moment. But by seeing the place of Lord Chaitanya, he saw the dancing of Chaitanya, Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu, and all were doing congregational chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. He got that region, but apparently there was one home of one Muslim family at that place. But Gaur Kishore, Jagannath Babaji Maharaj envisioned that truth, that this is the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya. He ecstatically came out of basket, jumped from that, and just started crying, Gaur Hari, Jai Sachinandana, Gaur Hari. He started just in the tears, he was started calling the name. So this was the compassion of Jagannath Babaji Maharaj and also Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that whole world should come to know the places of pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. And the compassion of Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, they also search all those places in Vrindavan, the pastime. That was their mission for Lord Chaitanya. So that was their compassion. So we'll talk about how this compassion come from Lord, because the pure devotee inherit this compassion for Lord. There is one book called Vaishnava Compassion from Satsvarup Das Maharaj. Wonderful book. One has to study that book. So many books Satsvarup Das Maharaj bought. One is the Vandanam, the handbook of prayer, compassion, then obstacle on the path of devotional service. So many books. These are like handbooks for Krishna conscious devotee. I remember during college time we have been told that after reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, we have to just study these books. Very important books for Vaishnavas to see, and they were very famous book. That time, so many devotees were reading those. So, what point I am making here is about Vaishnava compassion, about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how his compassion devotees are carrying forward. So when Chaitanya was very small boy, Nimai, the Gaurahari name was given by Sita Thakurani to Chaitanya. And Nimai because he born under the tree of Neem. So he was exhibiting all his pastimes like Gopal Krishna, like Nandanandan Krishna, Yashodanandan Krishna in the house of Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Devi. So one day, Lord Chaitanya went outside, and along with his boyfriends, they 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 saw some pack of puppies, some 3-4 puppies, and everybody was snatching. I want this puppy, I want this puppy. And the very beautiful puppy Lord Chaitanya snatched, and he said, no, I want this particular puppy. So other boys were snatching from his hand and saying, Nimai, why you are behind this puppy? We want it. So Nimai said, no, I will take this puppy at home. And if you want to play with this puppy, please come to my home and play. And Nimai just grabbed that puppy and he started coming to home. And when Sachi Mata told that, we are a Brahmana, the cleanliness is a factor. That's what Prabhupada never allowed cats and dogs in temple, because we are offering bhoga to the Lord, and they will. Why we don't want cats and dogs? It's not like we are envious. Prabhupada is very compassionate actually. Even there is an incident where Prabhupada made sure that some dogs are getting food outside, barking dog, or even our Param Puja Gopal Krishna Swami Maharaj in Delhi temple. There was a dog barking throughout the night. Initially, he said, stop, it is disturbing. Later, he told his disciple, go and check. dog is barking, give some prasadam to that dog. And again he asked in the night, have you sufficiently fed that dog? And that is a Vaishnava compassion coming from Lord Chaitanya, Prabhupada, Gopal Krishna Maharaj, all his disciple and grand disciple of Prabhupada, exhibiting this compassion, quality of compassion. So here puppy dog, came along with Lord Chaitanya in his hand in Sachimata's home, and she gave left and right. Why you brought this puppy? We cannot keep it. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu trying to convince her, but Mother Sachi was Mother Sachi. She could not get convinced about this thing. Next day, she hand over that puppy to the, she was searching where is the mother of that puppy. And she just hand over, wherever that sea dog, she gave that puppy to her. And in the middle of the street, everybody was noticed that puppy was crying tear, and so compassion. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, so, touch, that puppy was so ecstatic that puppy started crying, Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda, so jubilantly, and calling the name of God very, very ecstatically. And in the eyes of the people, that same puppy, left the body and turned into the four-handed form of Vaikunthavasi. And one aeroplane come from Vaikunta airline, and they took puppy back to Godhead. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. So that was compassion of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So here in the episode of King Vena, it is very nice pastime to talk about when government was shut down for 43 years in our own country here, but it is open, they say, partially or something, just November 13 or so, So here, government shutdown was not only seen as a political reason, because Naradeva, Raja is Naradeva who take care of the citizen compassionately. He, in the night, he disguised as an ordinary man, go home to check whether everybody is doing well. Same Sanatana Goswami, the Guru of Vrindavan, going home to home and asking people only two questions. How your business going on? If everything is good at your home. He was not only talking philosophy, but that is what, compassion, how we can develop this preaching skill. Sanatana Goswami taught us, asking some ordinary question to the general populace, whoever is meeting. And then he is giving shiksha as per their interest and their understanding, their surrender. That was Sanatana Goswami. Everybody in Vrindavan, I heard, I was in Vrindavan, and some Brajavasis were telling, if you go on Govardhan Puja, at least you can take your bicycle, you can take your rickshaw where Govardhan Parikrama is happening. But if you come here on Guru Purnima, you will have not place to stand. You will be dragged by the force automatically. That much people love Sanatana Goswami, and they believe they are their beloved Guru, and they worship Sanatana Goswami on that day, and they do their parikrama on the honor of Sanatana Goswami. He used to do every day parikrama of Govardhan, and that was the surrender and compassion of Sanatana Goswami for everyone. Surrender for Giriraj and compassion for everyone in Brajabhumi. So so this compassion quality, it is not the subject matter of just 25-30 minutes, but lot to talk about it. It is said as per Oxford Dictionary, what is compassion? It is like sympathetic pity, concern for the suffering of others. If people are suffering and we may say, oh, something is happening at neighborhood and ISKCON center is there. We should give holy name, we should give transcendental food. They will not understand what we are doing for them. But some help also, if you do them, like various occasions ISKCON help people, and people appreciated that. And later those people become a devotee, So initially we did not think, oh my God, how it is not transcendental activity, how I can do it. If Betty ji has no objection on that, they could not have published this Prabhu's article, Mayapur Shashi Prabhu in Betty ji. If Mayapur Shashi Prabhu, wrote completely, bold statement that compassion doesn't mean only transcendence, Vaishnava act of compassion are valuable even when apparently not on the level of transcendence. Sometimes not on the level of transcendence. You know, don't expect that it will be on the transcendence. So he was boldly stating here. So we will talk something from Gajendra Moksha in our concluding session, which I found very relevant for today's verse. Very, very relevant. So, okay, yes. So there is verse in Gajendra Moksha where Gajendra is praying to the Lord. Now, within 3 verses now, Lord is coming with Sudarshan Chakra and he will cut off the head of that crocodile within these 3 verses. And he was very artha. Initially, Gajendra was not knowing that he never used the word Hari, Govinda, Krishna, Vishnu, or Shiva, Brahma. He did not take name of God or any demigod in his prayer. You know, so he was using some kind of Visheshana. Visheshana is called as adjective. So he was not using any nama, common nama or something like that. He was not at all using. All his prayer, if you check. Initially, he was telling Lord, Lord, please protect me. And later he said, his prayer evolved later. He said, hey Lord, what will happen when you protect this dumb body of elementals? Please protect me from ignorance actually. Not only from this body of Gajendra where it is trapped by the crocodile. When if I am saying I am 44-year or 45-year old, that means that crocodile already devoured me inside the body for 44 years. And only few years left. Many days go in sleeping, many those days will go in diseases. So we have very, very less, movement left in our life. And that in that consciousness, we have to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. We don't have much time left actually. If you see that Gajendra, that crocodile has already devoured us in her mouth. Already, we are half a day in the belly of that crocodile. That is the real understanding. So this Gajendra is praying here. He's saying, Madru Prapanna Pashupasha Vimokshanaaya Muktaya Puri Karunaya Namolayaya. Not taking name of that God. He's saying Madruk, me, myself. He's saying Madruk Prapanna Pashupasha Vimokshanaya. Let me take shelter, Prapanna, who has entrapped in Pashupasha. Pashu means not only animal, it is also applicable for the human being who are influenced by 3 mode of material nature. They are as good as Pashu, as per Shastra. All those who are, influenced by 3 modes of material nature. So he's saying Pashu Pasha, not only the pasha of that crocodile, but he's saying the pasha of that ignorant, dumb body of Gajendra. I am entrapped in that, not knowing the purpose of life. Vimokshanaya, please deliver me, O Lord, because you have only that ability. So Gajendra is talking about the ability of Lord to be qualified as deliver of the conditioned soul, stating the 3 statement and which is the concluding part of today's class, very important for our life. 3 statement. He said Muktaya, because God is liberated himself. He is, beyond this bodily conception. He is liberated. Mukunda, Mukti Pradata iti Mukunda. That's what this Lord, Muktaya. He himself is free. Those who are not free themselves, how they can deliver us? If you are drowning in the ocean, the people who are outside the ocean, expert swimmer, they will only come and deliver us. It is not those who are, already banda, they can deliver us. No. Muktai. Even the well, if we are fallen in the well, only the people outside the well can deliver us. So that is one of the compassion. To say that Lord is a compassionate deliverer of the conditioned soul, this is the first quality of Lord. Muktaya. He is Mukta himself. That's what Brahmaji said to Hiranyakashipu. I am myself not having that things, how I can offer to you. I cannot offer it to you. And he offered that very tricky benediction to Hiranyakashipu, and Lord has to come as a Narsimha Dev, you know. So that was the Muktaya, Bhuri Karunaya. Bhuri means big, Lord's compassion, Karuna is very, very big. Oceanic compassion Lord is having. Bhuri Karunaya. Even Dwarkavasis says in 1.11.6, they said, whoever desire to be relieved from influence of time should take your shelter, O Lord. Like outside well, if person is there, they can only help us if you are inside the well of this material existence, dark, deep well. Okay. So, somebody may have capacity to deliver, but only capacity will not do. Muktaya. Puri Karunaya is important. Puri Karunaya means that nature of compassion. That is important. That behavior or that, proper characteristic or quality of compassion. Only Muktaya, if somebody is Mukta and not having compassion, then he will not deliver anyone. So that was the Lord's quality. Puri Karunaya. And Namo Alalaya. Alalaya, is awareness. The Lord, it is not like that we are only aware that we are entrapped in this material body. The Lord is aware about everything, and that is the quality of the Lord. That Lord is aware about everything, is fully cognizant, that these people need my help. And we should have ability to protect. Then we have compassion and awareness. These three qualities, is perfectly found in Supreme Person. We can easily understand if somebody asks why Krishna is a supreme person, we tell them so many stories. Yesterday I have some Hindi class, so I was talking so many stories why Krishna is a supreme person. But today morning I realized this is the best story to tell why Krishna is a supreme person, because Gajendra is not knowing whom I am praying, just describing the quality of that personality. And Brahma did not come. Brahma never thought that Gajendra is calling me. Shiva never thought. Indra never thought. Varuna, Vayu, Ganesha, Saraswati, they never thought. But Lord Krishna, the Hari, he knows that he's calling me, and he appeared there on the scenes. Whatever prayers of Gajendra, from prayer number 2nd to prayer 33, or prayer, Vishnudev Goswami speak in 30th prayer. So prayer 2nd to 29, these all prayers of Gajendra in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, chapter 3, they talk about some personal qualities of the Lord. And Lord Krishna appear, Hari appear there. That itself prove that he is a supreme person who can deliver, by his quality of Muktaya, Bhuri Karunaya, and Namo Layaya. And one more thing we can speak about, that our acharyas, they read between the line. If shloka is in Anushtup Chanda, only 32 words, the acharya will give commentary of 32,000 or 3,200 lines on that. Why? Because acharya know the mood of Radha, acharya know the mood of Krishna, and acharya know the mood of Vaishnava. They know exactly, because they had made friendship with all the characteristics of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, not only the printed literature. We should think that Srimad Bhagavatam, when I am reading, hearing, I should make friendship with Prahlad Maharaj, friendship with Dhruva Maharaj, Ambarish Maharaj, and imbibe all those qualities they have, at least that drop of quality. And that's what Srimad Bhagavatam is meant. It is not only for reading. Reading, one may be saying that I am reading 6 hours, one may be saying I am hearing 6 hours, but that Srimad Bhagavatam only create compassion in the heart of normal human being, just by imbibing those qualities of compassion. That is very much important. Otherwise, it is just for sadhana, our sadhana card feeling, just I am reading this much. So even so we have to internalize, our acharyas has internalized all these quality, in their mind. So they understood that Krishna is the Ashraya Tattva. So like we see Madhvacharya, Veer Raghav Acharya, Yamunacharya, Kavi Karanapur, Jeev Goswami, Sridhar Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, all these, when they read the shloka, they give deep and elaborate commentary on that. Even Brahmara Gita, there are some shlokas, 10 shlokas in a Brahmara Gita about Radharani. So Radharani speaks some shlokas, sung by her, only 10 shlokas. Each shloka has very deep meaning actually. And acharyas, they have that pure heart. They can understand the mood of Radharani. And that's what we have to take shelter of the commentary of acharyas. And the way acharyas explain, even Krishna wrote a letter to the Gopi. The very big letter Krishna gave it to Gopi. And what happened? That on that letter there are so many commentaries acharyas wrote. And even one day in the assembly of Sudharma, assembly of Krishna, there was one big letter came, very big letter. How many people wrote that letter? 21,800 kings which were kidnapped by Jarasandha. They wrote that big letter. And then Krishna took the form of Brahmana along with Bhima and Arjuna, and they all went to here, Magadha Desha, where Jarasandha was there. And Jarasandha, they fought with, and Krishna went as a Brahmana and he begged in front of Jarasandha, that begging, fighting from him. And there was a fighting between Bhima and Jarasandha for many days, not ending. Then finally Krishna has to interrupt, just making one grass, tinka, small grass, and throwing from both the side, saying that Jara means he is already, you have to just, what we have to do is just throw his body in two different directions. Then only we can, kill Jarasandha, because he is already cemented by his mother Jara. He is a Jarasandha and presented to one king. So all this king, then Jarasandha, Krishna went to release all this king. How the devotee, their prayers evolved. Initially, it is just Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Even Dhruva says, I came from the broken pieces of glass where diamond is available, and I neglected that. So similarly, all these 21,800 king, which were kidnapped by Jarasandha, they told Krishna. Krishna, initially we thought, releasing from this jail is the biggest thing you can do it for us. That was our desire initially. That was our willing initially. But now we are appealing. Please relieve us from the jail of this material existence. That is only the, thing we need from you. Just relieve us, because you are a Mukunda. Mukti Pradata iti Mukunda. So that was Krishna. So whenever normal reader reads Srimad Bhagavatam, there is some apparent meaning. But when acharyas read, my God, there is internal meaning for those who connect. They connect to Vrindavan Bhav. Whenever they read the Srimad Bhagavatam, they connect to the Vrindavan Bhav, the Bhav of Radharani, because they are aware of Radharani's mood and Krishna's mood out of compassion. So then one acharya says, other acharyas, they know the needs and the deeds and the mood of Krishna, Radharani and Vaishnava presented in Srimad Bhagavatam. They entered in each and other's heart so deep, like Krishna entered in the heart of pure devotee entered in the heart of Krishna, and there is so much reciprocation that they will bring a jewel from Srimad Bhagavatam. So much jewel from Srimad Bhagavatam present to the normal public. So gopis also, there are some conversation in, recently I came to, because I started reading Krishna book from months now. I'm reading the pastime where Rasa dance started yesterday night, So I thought I have to skip these 3 chapters, but we have to read because Prabhupada such nicely presented, we should not think, of course, we should think we are not qualified at all, but Prabhupada is making our qualification by giving us these chapters of Rasa dance, with Gopi's separation, Krishna's meeting with the Gopi, and the Rasa dance, actual description of Rasa dance. So, there the Gopis apparently criticize Krishna, and apparently normal public read, they say, oh, Gopis criticizing Krishna, but Acharya is giving the internal meaning of that. Gopis, though they criticize Krishna there, they are taking shelter of Krishna in the mood of beggar. The same meaning, same word has a different meaning there. And then externally the Gopis praise Krishna in some of the verses, but actually they are scolding Krishna, being away from us. So that only Acharyas can give, because Acharyas, they are in the heart of Radharani and Krishna and Radharani, they are heart of Acharyas. That's what this reciprocation is possible. One should not imitate to just, give their own purport on such thing. Only we have to repeat what they say as a postman. So, sometimes we show confidence, if somebody come to us, we show confidence that I am already aware what you are saying, and we stop. So sometimes we might be aware to check, sometimes to, to avoid some, more this thing. What is that? Prajalpa, we may say, we stop some devotees and we say, I'm already aware. But Krishna is aware of everything, he aware of everything, and he revealed it to acharyas, and from parampara such a jewels are coming in our life. So that's what one has to read Srimad Bhagavatam, very thoroughly given by Prabhupada. That acharya's commentary we can see later when we have time. But sometimes we may jump in the Bhagavatam directly without reading Bhagavad Gita. Some devotee I saw, Vaishashika Prabhu give initiation only on one condition. If devotees will say that every day I will read one chapter of Bhagavad Gita. I could have not taken that. But chapter means you can read only Sanskrit, or you can only read, what is that? Translation, or somebody can fully read with purport. But they take a vow. I have one Vinay Krishna Prabhu, my friend from Boston. He is in Hyderabad now, Telugu devotee. He was telling me, that vow we have taken in front of Maharaj. One chapter of Gita. Even Gopal Krishna Maharaj, if you take a vow, so we take a vow that Maharaj, I will chant 25 rounds of Hare Krishna mantra on Ekadashi day. One of my friend Charan Reddu Prabhu, he used to do very inspiring, different instruction, but it inspired us. So, so, so when we meditate on line by line on the Srimad Bhagavatam, then Srimad Bhagavatam will appear in our heart. And all those emotions of Acharya, when we are flooded with that, one drop is sufficient for us actually to live in life of Krishna consciousness. So that's where we have to take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam by just make friendship with the all characteristics and imbibing their character in our life. And that is the real service for Srimad Bhagavatam. And then we can repeat as it is to others. When we understand, we can repeat. Whatever we understand, we just share it to others. When we share it to others, it will be fixed. It is not only for memory. Memory is just apparent thing. But at least we can think, I have to imbibe some of the drop of that, qualities from these great personalities in my life. So that's what I wanted to say. Sorry, it is 9:10. So we talk about this Vena, government shutdown, and sages bewildered what to do now. They killed Vena. And the Prabhupada is right, the quality of compassion, because we cannot, normal public, we cannot neglect them, because we are completely absorbed in Krishna consciousness. We cannot neglect our duties for normal public. That's where our compassion chapter started, and we talk about a lot of acharyas, how they exhibit compassion. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Thank you for your patience listening and blessing me and giving me opportunity to serve Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So anybody has any comment from Zoom or here, or just talk one point, just repeat one point for, now I want to hear from you, Srimad Bhagavatam. That's it. Just repeat one point. This is not my point. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam. So we'll repeat one point from Srimad Bhagavatam, what we heard. From Zoom also, please unmute and just say one point, what you heard today. From Srimad Bhagavatam, not from Niskinchan Nitai Das. I'm talking about Srimad Bhagavatam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Then we'll close the call. You just say one point and just leave the call, no problem.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can you hear me? Yeah, the one point I liked very much is you mentioned like
it is said that
Gajan.
no incarnation were compassionate to animals. Chaitanya was compassionate in Jharikanda forest also. Yes, any other?
Can you hear me, Prabhuji? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
I don't think he's able to hear, Mataji. Sorry. Prabhu, can you hear us? We are on Zoom.
Yes.
Yeah,
You're
Hare
the-
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I hear the one point I liked very much is like Gajendra, we are all already swallowed by crocodile. That point struck me very much, and I liked it very much, Prabhuji. Thank you for telling that. Hare Krishna.
No compulsion, but anybody want to add something?
Prabhuji, one sec. Go ahead, Mataji.
Please, Prabhuji, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm driving and I'll be reaching in 2 seconds over there. So I probably can do it in person. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for such a electrifying class. You always mention so many lovely points, and today really covered so many wonderful points. The puppy story, Gajendra, Gajendra's story is very close to my heart, and I really like the point that when Gajendra chanted all the prayers, but he never mentioned the name of the Lord, and he just mentioned the qualities of the Lord, and the Lord came in front of him. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for sharing.
Yes. Anyone in
Hare
person?
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Prabhuji, the point where you mentioned about Prahlad Maharaj and his compassion, that was, and how you related it to Chaitanya Charitamrita, Vasudev Datta's compassion, that was very inspiring. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
So Prabhuji is mentioning in the class about Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. Yes, Pavan Achyuta Dev Prabhu.
Prabhuji, you mentioned why Krishna is God. You have tried to cover with a different angle from the perspective. That was very good for me.
Thank you.
Like,
Okay, no compulsion. Anybody want to add anything? Otherwise, we'll end because we have to come for Sunday feast as well. Yes, yeah. Our Krishna Kumar Prabhu is here. He will share.
So I realization. One thing I about reading the same part of it. So how do your mind is taken out when you read? I was worried. If there are new people and reading and talking about Krishna's internal pastimes, internal potency pastimes. But and I started giving my own explanation before reading. And Prabhupada's explanation is 100 million times better than what I could explain them. What this is Krishna and his energy and whatever I could say, Prabhupada has very, very amazingly explained every single doubt. And even Parikshit Maharaj raises the same point of what we have. How is he dancing with someone else's body? How is he doing? And then Prabhupada explains that this is nothing that you need to be concerned about. And he explains so wonderfully. So this is very wonderful. The Prabhupada is such a genius. Bring this such a high topic to people who have absolutely no clue about God and his internal energy and his pastimes. Highest thing is shared with lowest of the lowest consciousness individuals. So I just wanted to share it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Prabhuji talk about these 3 chapters of Rasopadhyaya, that how we can read it because Prabhupada commented it. So thank you all for your blessings to me and keep showering your mercy and blessing all the time. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णव ठाकुर की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय।